So good evening to all. Department of Physical Education and Student Council of Government First Aid College, Kavoor, Mangalore, are hosting national webinar on psychophysical training for fitness. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the participants, resource person, and moderators. So first of all, let me welcome today's speakers. We have two speakers on this day. Dr. Farita, the principal, B.Ed College, Central Institute of Education, Mangalore, and we have Dr. Santosh Gerald S D'Souza from Mangalore University, and two moderators, Mr. Sathish and Mr. Prakash D'Souza. And the first session, the moderator of first session, Mr. Sathish, Physical Education Director, Government First Aid College, Sulya. Mr. Sathish is graduated from NMC Sulya, and also he did his MPA from Kumar University, Shivamogga, with the first rank. And Mr. Sathish is a good volleyball player, and he represented Mangalore University for inter-university, and he is a qualified referee of athletics, kabaddi, and volleyball. He's a good organizer. So many tournaments, Mangalore University inter-college tournaments he has conducted, and well-known physical education teacher. And he'll be the moderator of this first session. And I welcome Mr. Sathish, and I welcome all the professional friends, and the colleagues, and all the participants. Mr. Sathish, I welcome you once again, and over to you, Mr. Sathish.
Thank you, John Pinto, sir. Today's first session will be taken by Dr. Farita Viegas, Principal Scientist Institute of Education, Mangalore University. She will take on sports psychology and the winning mindset. She has got graduated from St. Agnes College, Mangalore, with BSc degree, after which she chose a teaching career and did her UG and PG and PhD in education from St. Agnes College of Education, Autonomous, Mangalore. She has also done her master in English literature from Karnataka State Open University, Mysore. She started her teaching career from 1989 onwards, teaching in a primary school and then in a reputed college in teacher education. Currently, she is rendering her service from 2006 onwards as the founder principal of the St. Aloysius Institute of Education, Mangalore, a premier college run by the GSET management. He is an excellent teacher and administrator who has been a part of many academic bodies like Academic Council, Board of Studies, Board of Examiners, LIC team member of Mangalore University. She is also a former syndicate member of Mangalore University. Participated in many national and state seminar conferences, and presented a research papers also, and served as a research resource person for conducting workshop and training for teachers in both schools and colleges. That's why the reason she is here today as a resource person is because of her passion and interest in psychology and sports. She is a sports lover, and during her college days, she has represented college in inter-collegiate hockey tournaments and district level volleyball tournament. He also represented Mangalore University in inter-university tournament, and he is a recipient of a bronze medal in a national level powerlifting competition. So this is I'm very grateful to welcome Dr. Farita Viegas. Madam,
thank you, sir.
Please take our first session.
Thank you very much. I thank Dr. John Pinto for giving me this opportunity to participate in this webinar. This is my second interaction with him in another conference which he had conducted from his college. I thank the principal, Dr. Tara Rao, for giving me this opportunity and for this occasion to talk about sports psychology. And actually it is my interest, even though I have moved away from it a bit into the teaching field, but yet it's my interest in this area is still there. I'm happy that the next resource person, Dr. Gerald D'Souza, is from Mangalore University, from the Department of Physical Education. I'm happy that I'm in such august company. His father, Mr. Benjamin D'Souza, was my coach, and I revere him as my guru. So I'm happy that Dr. Gerald D'Souza is here on this platform today. I must congratulate the faculty of First Grade College, Government First Grade College, Kavoor, because you put that video presentation on the work that you have done. I think it's fantastic, the work the college has been doing, and really proud to see the amount of effort that has been taken by the faculty. So without any wasting much time, I shall go to my topic. Okay, let me just, I have a PPT which I would like to share with you all. Okay. Are you able to see the, if anybody can respond to me, are you able to see the?
Yeah, madam.
Yes, okay. Thank you. So my topic today is sports psychology and the winning mindset. Okay. Now, I'll go back in time, those who are old enough to be in that age. In 1886 was the final match between India, sorry, 1986, there's a small error there. 1886 would be really late. 1986, India and Pakistan, the finals of Australasia Cup, okay? And there was 4 runs needed for victory. And as you know, in any match between India and Pakistan, everybody sits at the edge of the seat, and there are emotions running high, and there are people who will, scream at the TV or encourage the players, even if they are miles apart. So too was this match. And it was the last over, and in that last over, they required 4 runs. Just before that, India has taken a wicket. And again, when they bowled, there was a chance of a run out, and it was missed. And the last ball, 4 runs, Javed Miander stood there at the crease and gave a winning stroke, taking his country to victory. So there was lot of joy in the Pakistan, the spectators, and anguish in the Indian spectators. Yesterday's IPL match, I would like to mention this because RCB won, and there was a debut of Devdutt Padikkal, a student of St. Joseph's College of Commerce, Bangalore. They are saying it's a dream debut. 2 more people I would like to mention here. Everybody knows about Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps, the runner and the swimmer. Usain Bolt plays to the gallery of the spectators in the audience. He has his, the gesture that he makes before every run, like the striking lightning bolt. Okay, and you have Michael Phelps, which is completely opposite of Usain Bolt, who listens to music, who concentrates, who is more of a cerebral approach. Now, these 3-4 examples which I gave are very different. Yet, you know, it brings to mind the question, why was Javed able to win 1 ball, 4 runs? How was he able to win? How did Devdutt Padikkal face his debut? Both had immense pressure. You can just imagine, he is coming out first time to play. The whole career rests there. Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, always pressure. All of them thrive. Sometimes you fail. This is the question that sports psychology answers. Why do some win? Why do some fail? Because always sports has got 1 winner and 1 loser. And how does the loser take it? How does the winner take it? All this can be answered by sports psychology. Just to give you a small snapshot about the history of sports psychology. I don't want to go into the technical definitions and aspects of what is sports psychology, but in brief, it is based on the principles of psychology. That is, it caters to the mental well-being of the athletes, their emotional well-being, about their attitudes, their mental readiness for any competition, their health, and how they deal with injuries, and what is their relationship with sports organization and settings. So this is what sports psychology deals with in a small gist, I would say. And just a small snapshot of the history of sports psychology. Long before this, what I put on the slide, if you look at the past, okay, if you look at how the beginnings of the Olympic Games, that is in 776 BCE, the Greeks had embraced the mind-body connection. They discussed both the physical and the mental preparation of athletes. In fact, they are said to be among the first to explore athletic performance with physical as well as psychological aspects. In fact, they had a system called the Greek tetrad system. Tetrad means 4. So they used to have 4 kind of phases, and those phases were preparation, so mental preparation, physical preparation, concentration, moderation, and relaxation. And so this was in the early years of the sports. And from there, if you go still further, you have the founder of the Olympics, Pierre de Coubertin. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly. He has written many articles about this mind-body connection. So you can see, even though the sports psychology is a very young field, it has got a long history because it was it is an interdisciplinary subject, and it was not really set apart till the 70s, I think. So there was a psychologist, actually, Norman Triplett, okay? And what did he do? He studied how the cyclists race, and he found that these cyclists, when they go solo, they don't perform so well as when they are riding in pairs or in groups. So he found that a little strange. So he focused on the psychological aspect. Then you have Carl Dane, he's a German. He found the first laboratory, psychology laboratory, in 1920. And you have Cloman Griffith, who is known as the father of sports psychology, in 1925, opening the first sports lab in North America. So this, in brief, is the history of the sports psychology and how it grew. And I would like this beautiful quotation by Aristotle. At the Olympic Games, it isn't the most beautiful or the strongest who are crowned, but those who compete. So it is not the one who is we cannot say the one who has got the most talent will win or the most strongest will win, because first they have to participate. It is how their mind plays out in the competition. So how does this sports psychology create a winning mindset? How does it help the athlete to perform at their optimum best? I have put here few points. So we have motivation, we have goal, that is goal setting, we have beliefs, we have imagery, self-talk, breathing or meditation, being in the moment, that is mindfulness. So these are the different strategies or techniques that a sports coach would use to create the winning mindset. Now let's see what these things are. So motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is nothing but that urge that is within us, that compelling urge to do something. Suppose you're very thirsty and it's a hot day. Now we cannot imagine the hotness because it's raining and the weather here is really cool. But just imagine you're on a hot day and you want a cool glass of water. You will be really motivated to go and search for that cold glass of water and drink. So that urge is called, or a desire is called motivation. And this motivation will help us. I'm not only talking about sports. Oh my goodness. I think my screen is not sharing. You're not able to stop? See my PPT? Okay. Now can you see?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. In between, if somebody shares the screen, then it goes off. Okay. So it is that urge that is there within us. Okay. And how we have, you can see even children when they play, some are very competitive. They want to win at any cost. So that is motivation. There are two types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsic is external. Like, for example, you're winning your first race as a child and you get the first prize. It's a reward. You're very happy with it. And with that happiness, you want to get up next morning and you want to go and run and practice. That is very important. Or your coach or your parent praises you, gives you something extrinsic. And as we grow older, that extrinsic may not be enough. Then we have to have the intrinsic motivation. So both these goes hand in hand. Intrinsic is where we have our inner desire. Our own. We want to do something for ourselves because that is our desire. Okay? And with this intrinsic motivation, we come to something called a flow state. I will talk about the flow state little later, not right now. Okay? I will just make a note so that I don't forget it. Next is goal setting. Many of us know about this goal setting. Now, why do we need to have goal setting or set a goal? Not only in athletics, anything. Why do we need to set? But I'm focusing here on sports. So, setting a goal will always improve the performance of an athlete because it allows the athlete to compete knowing that it wants to achieve something and is able to achieve that. Once you achieve that, definitely you have confidence. So once your confidence is increased or enhanced, definitely you have more motivation. So you see how the link is, okay? And it also lowers arousal. Here, arousal is performance arousal in the sports. It is something to do, it is one of the key aspects of sports psychology, this arousal thing. It is to do with, suppose you have a person who is sort of like a, say, coma state. That would be like a very low level of arousal. And then you have somebody who is very agitated or extremely upset or aggressive. That would be a very high state of arousal. So these are two extreme ends. So the best would be somewhere in between. So when there is a high arousal, what happens is it is related to the cognitive processes and emotions. So you get anxiety and you are stressed out, you worry about what others think, and you worry whether we are going to reach your goal, and then your performance gets affected. So when this goal setting will help the athlete to lower that arousal so that he or she can function at optimal level. Now there are different types of goals, okay? Like we want to reach that cup and we want to get that cup. So for that we have short-term goals and long-term goals. The short-term goals, which are very important to begin with, are focusing on the athlete's abilities and the techniques that the coach will provide. So these are all process goals where they learn and you have this much. So say you want to learn to dribble on a field. So the coach will put that as a goal, to dribble in such a way that you can be in control of the ball and the stick. So those are this. And in this there are two steps. The second step would be performance goal. Here performance goal is not about winning. It is about, say, a runner has to better the time of last performance. So here evaluation is on self-evaluation. So these two are important. Here if you bring outcome goals or product goal, it will not be at this stage it is not suited for the athlete, because the outcome goal or the product goal, the elite athletes who are there on the top of the peak, they are the one focused on this product goals. That is, they want to win an Olympic gold medal, or they want to win any cup as a team. So this type goals are progressing from short-term goals to long-term goals. Now there are some steps for this goal setting. Okay, it's called SMART. It's an acronym called SMART. I have added two more words there, which I felt is more, good. So smarter. I made it smarter. Since I've taken this image from Google Images, I could not add that E and R there. Okay. So what are the things that you need when you're having a goal set? First, yes is for specific. The goals have to be specific. Specific in the sense, your athlete is able to run this time, this many laps in this many seconds. So that is a specific goal. So they have to be, it cannot be a vague goal, like it cannot be like my student will, break some barrier or will run so many rounds and will achieve a good target time. That's really vague. So it has to be specific. And M is measurable. Okay, measurable here is they should be able to quantify it really. This much, a weight lifter, this many kgs of weight, or this many high jump, that much. So should be able to write that by the end of this season 1 of my sport, I am able to jump to this much feet. Okay, so that is measurable and also very specific. And also you are having time there, end of the season, that comes last day. A is achievable. The goals what are set should be within the grasp of the athlete. The athlete should be able to achieve it. If they are not able to achieve it, they will get frustrated, and frustration will lead to failure. Of course, frustration, it depends on the amount of frustration. If it is an extreme frustration which they cannot deal with, leads to failure. If it is some frustration and resistance which they need to overcome to achieve something, then that is a good stress which they are getting. So the goals which should, what you plan should be achievable. They should be realistic. Okay, we should have, we should know our students or our athletes, how much they can achieve. So we should be realistic. How much of work the child will be able to put, how much of work, depending upon the background, how much of support is there. So they should be realistic goals. We can't just put I'm going to go to the moon kind of a thing. Then you have time. There should be a time set for your goals. It has to be there. And for example, time should be specified. It is like on this day, say by January, let's take 220 out of this scheme, 221, but we'll be able to, run on and achieve this timing, something like that. Very, very specific. Now, what I added the athletes should be excited about these goals. Without excitement, they will not have any motivation to come to the ground. So every day when they wake up at that, maybe at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you're waking up excited to go out and have your training done. So, so the goals, what are set, the goals should be exciting and achievable, and they have to be recorded. The goals have to be written down physically by the athlete, that this is my goal. Only then those goals will enter the, the unconscious, and they will be able to achieve this. Next, belief. Only when we have strong self-belief, our core belief will allow us to achieve something. The coach is having belief, it will help you to some extent, but it will not help you to go the whole way. The athletes should have their own self-belief. The minute they have that belief that I can do it, never that, sometimes students will say, don't want to know what in the match we are losing, what is the point of, every year we are losing, what's the point of working out again and again? There is no point. But if that is the attitude, then there will be no winning. So it is up to the coach also to inculcate this positive belief in the athlete. So training is very important. Physical aspect is very important, but also the mental strategies. Okay, so this is one of the aspects the sports psychologist will look into. Okay, imagery or visualization. Much is said about imagery and visualization or visualization in sports psychology. What is visualization? It is you're able to visualize or see in your mind's eye your own performance, okay, or in a very specific environment, and you are doing a specific activity. Like in that figure, that girl is imagining that she is running, and you can see how the dress and how the posture and everything what she is imagining. This is a very important aspect of sports psychology. So now see this Tiger Woods, what does he say? He says you have to see the shots and feel them through your hands. So you have to see. Even a bowler, when bowling, he will see in his mind's eye how the ball will travel. And in the Olympic Games, 99% of the Canadian athletics using imagery. It's a trained imagery session. It's not like you just go there, sit in one corner and visualize. No, it's a trained imagery sessions. And see, they had 4 days per week and in 12 minutes per session. Okay, this was how they did it. I would like to talk about this Major James Nesmith. Okay, he was a prisoner. He was an average golfer in America, and he was taken prisoner in Vietnam. And this is written by Zagler's book. Okay, and he was taken prisoner in Vietnam, and he was 7 years. He was a prisoner. He was put in a small cage, about 4 feet, must have been crouching in that cage, and in isolation. He was desperate, and he was, wanting to be free, waiting to be, rescued. And after a few months, realized that there is nobody coming to rescue right now, and the only way that he will keep himself sane was by using his mind. So what he did was, since he used to like golf, every day he would visualize that he was going to the golf course. He would visualize what clothes he would wear, what clubs, the size of the clubs, okay, what he would carry. As he was walking to the course, he would hear the birds chirping. He would see the greenery. He would see the trees. He would see the grass. He would see other golfers. He would feel the wind, and he would take the golf all in imagination, feel the weight of the golf, and see himself hitting the golf and making good scores on the golf course. This he did continuously for 7 years. He was not in a hurry. He didn't need 12 minutes. He had a lot of time to sit and, do this type of an image visualization technique. So he did it very slowly. He would really visualize. He would imagine that he's feeling thirsty. He would take a bottle, drink water. So all this he was visualizing. After 7 years, he was rescued. After his rescue, one day, after a few days, naturally, when you come after 7 years, there will be some time left. He went to the golf club. He was physically not fit. He was weak. So you can imagine a prisoner with no proper food, no physical activity. And he went to the golf course, and he took, he played golf, and he was able to score a good score. And this is a good example of how visualization will help oneself. Because again, same time they keep on watching again and again, imagining. Okay, so using all the things, he used hearing, he used seeing, he used feeling. Okay, he even used smell, that he could smell the flower. So using all the senses and feeling it very much with it, he was able to do this. So these are the guidelines for imagery visualization technique. Okay. Next is, I think I'm going a bit slow. I shall go a little faster. Next is self-talk. Okay. Self-talk is nothing but listening. See, all the time we have constantly thoughts in our mind. We have conversation in our brain. All the time we have conversation. Before I start, I'm just thinking, will the power go? Will I have the net connection? All these kind of thoughts keep on going. So what sports psychologists is use this self-talk, okay, and train them in using positive self-talk. Okay, for example, ask them to repeat again and again the same thing, like maybe I can do it, or some word like a mantra, or go. You can see the coach also shouting at the side. So this type of self-talk, helps us to focus and achieve. Okay, this is thinking positive sentences. Okay, now again another quote from Muhammad Ali, he kept on saying so many times, I am the greatest. Till today we are saying he is the greatest. There's a song about him also. So even so many times that his opponents believe it. Even if one doesn't believe it in the beginning, the repetition will help one to believe it. Okay. Then this is a famous picture of LeBron, the professional basketball player. There are videos of this where there is noise, where there are, the play is going, people are there, spectators are there. He is closing his eyes and he is breathing. And this breathing helps him to handle stress and performance anxiety. So breathing is one of the strategies that sports psychology will focus upon. And meditation, we all of us know what is meditation. So both these techniques will help. You see many players in the tennis also, you see them taking that towel, that white towel in Wimbledon. Some of them will put it over their head and they will sit under that. Okay, so that helps them to calm down. There are different types of people. There are people who will want the crowds to cheer them and all those things. Okay. Then you have being in the moment, okay, or mindfulness. So what they say, being in the moment is being very self-aware. For example, if you just close your eyes right where you are and you think, I'm in this chair, I'm sitting, I'm, just feeling the pressure of the chair, I'm hearing these noises, I am feeling the wind of the fan. So what happens, your distractions go away and you're focused on yourself. And as you're focused on yourself, being more and more aware of yourself and being in the present, it will help us definitely with that flow, that state, what I wanted to tell, optimal flow states. Now what is this flow state? Well, many of you physical directors will know about this flow state. Flow state is that concentration on the optimal performance of an athlete when they are so focused, they can tune out all the noise, all the distractions, and time seems to go in slow motion. They cannot, and everything goes well, and they are able to perform with optimum. They will lose their self-consciousness. They will not even bother about anybody. It is where the pre-cortex zone, lowers its functions, and the other takes over, and they are in the zone, they say. So that is level which is helped by being mindful and being aware, self-aware. Okay. Then there is the pressure. Why? These are some of the extra things that I just wanted to talk about. Why do some athletes, really choke? Is because do they perceive that pressure as a threat or a challenge? If they perceive it as threat, cortisol is produced. If cortisol is produced, then there is panic, anxiety, and you're not able to perform. But if you train the athlete to look at it as a challenge, you have testosterone. So, that will help you to move towards and achieve it. You don't see it as a challenge. You see it like something that you have to go and do. So this is one more aspect. So with this, I'm coming to an end of this. Focus. Definitely in that flow state, the focus, concentration is very important. For example, focusing on important things and every day making something important. For example, if we were to wake up just half an hour early in the morning every day, then in a month we will have 2 extra days. Of course, sometimes when the weather is cool, you really like to sleep in. Okay, but that is what. So attitude, very important is attitude. How would be the attitude of a player? You have players, when they lose, they're not able to come back and win. But you have stories about so many of these athletes who have lost. They keep coming, they keep driving again and again and keep winning. So their attitude is a positive attitude. So they are able to bridge the gap between their ability and expectation. If you are a pessimist, you will always look at everything which is difficult and unable to do. Okay, and there is no positivity. Again, I think there is a last one quote. I would like to end with a quote. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but it is an habit. By Aristotle. Again, I come back to Aristotle. So what he says, whatever we do repeatedly, it becomes a habit. Okay. So with this, I end. I think I'm right in time. I was told by 6:45, so that you have some question and answer session. So with this, I've finished. So thank you very much. I hope that I was clear and that you understood what I said. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Ma'am, you have one question.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. For these questions, I need to put the earphones because otherwise I can't hear correctly. The speakers are giving. Yes.
Are you hearing, ma'am?
Yes, I am ready. Yes, I can.
Okay. More and more self-talk with ourselves will not make a player or child a overthinker.
Okay. What is more and more self-talk? Now here, self-talk is used as a technique in the field of physical sport. I'm not talking about self-talk as, continuously talk. We don't continuously talk in our heads. We do, but it is not so much that it is going to disrupt our life. But here, the self-talk is, if you look at the players, if you look at saying a person who skis and he sees a mountain ahead of him, he can tell to himself, I can do this, I can do this. I'm talking about this type of self-talk, which is a trained self-talk. Is that what is the question about?
Sathish? I'll repeat the question, Sathish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Overthinker. He says overthinker. No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yes, I cannot see any questions.
Yeah.
Either all of them slept or they understood. I have no idea.
No.
That's what we say in our classroom when there are no questions.
You have explained wonderful, madam. That's right.
Oh,
No
thank you
questions.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, I think
You have made this session as a fruitful session, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you on behalf of myself and principal coordinator of this webinar and IQAC coordinator of Government First State College, Kavoor. And on behalf of all participants, I'm very much thankful to Dr. Farita, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to do this because while I was preparing for this, I remembered my days when I think I used to wake up early in the morning only when I was going for sports. Now I don't really wake up so early, but that was like so enthusiastically. Nobody was like forced to wake you up. So you're up and out. And those were the good days of childhood and college days. So it brought back all those memories. So thank you very much and wishing you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I am very much
Thank you so much,
thankful to Dr. Pinto, sir, giving me an opportunity for this moderator of this session. Thank you, sir. Over to John Pinto, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Sathish, because last minute I asked him and he has readily accepted our invitation as a moderator. And thank you so much. Very nice you have conducted this session. And also I thank Dr. Farita Viegas because she herself as a sportsman, as a played for Inter University, represented Mangalore University for Inter University as a hockey player. And thank you so much, madam. Thank you everyone who was present here. And we have one more session, and the resource person of this session is Dr. Gerald S D'Souza, the chairman and the director of Physical Education and Sports Science, Mangalore University. And we have a moderator of this session, Mr. Prakash D'Souza. Mr. Prakash D'Souza he has graduated from St. Aloysius College, Mangalore, and he did his BPed from Mangalore University with the first rank. And he did his MPS in Mangalore University. Also, he did his MPhil from Annamalai University. He's a very good cricket player. And after his completion of his master degree, he joined the St. Aloysius College, where he studied in the college, and he has represented many tournaments when he was a student of St. Aloysius College and as well as university campus. Now he is working as a physical education director from Sacred Heart College, Moderator, Dakshina Kannada, and he has worked in St. Aloysius College for 5 years, and later he has joined in St. Philomena College, Puttur. We are very much happy to welcome Mr. Prakash D'Souza, and he will be the chair. He will be the moderator of this session. So welcome to Prakash, and also welcome to Dr. Gerald Santosh, and over to Mr. Prakash.
Thank you, sir. Very good evening, all. The level of fitness is a matrix of human health. To be healthy, vivacious, outgoing, an individual needs to be supremely fit. Even a healthy mind resides in healthy body. Fitness is required for people of different age groups, classes, and professions. Fitness is a matter of right diet, attitude, and workouts. Fitness activities to be effective should be carried out under the guidance of an efficient trainer. There is a lot more associated with fitness training. To be well versed with the essentials of fitness training, this webinar has been organized by Dr. John Pinto, Physical Education Director, Government Postgraduate College, Kavoor. He deserves huge appreciation for the initiative. The time for a program as this one cannot be more appropriate than this, for the world is reeling under a viral pandemic and fitness is an antidote to combat it. To shed light on the essentials of fitness training, we have dynamic personality, Dr. Gerald S D'Souza, the resource person of this webinar. Dr. Gerald S D'Souza, serving as Chairman, Department of PG Studies and Research in Physical Education, Mangalore University. Awarded PhD from Mangalore University in 2005. He has the distinction of guiding 11 research scholars for their PhD, of whom 5 have already awarded PhD and 6 are pursuing. He has represented Karnataka State at the Sub-Junior National Hockey Championship held at Lucknow in 1986. Participated in Bharat Petroleum All India Invited Athletic Championships held at Thane in 1993. Represented Mangalore University men's hockey team twice at the inter-varsity tournaments. Bagged gold medal for highest marks in BPED in 1993. Gold medal for securing highest marks in MPED in 1994. First rank in NIS Hockey and Sports Sciences from Sports Authority of India, Bangalore in 1995. Sir has also bagged District Rajyotsava Award in 1995. Dr. Gerald is specialized in hockey, football, athletics, and aerobics. His teaching subjects are applied kinesiology and biomechanics, exercise physiology, and sports training. Dr. Gerald has been the head coach of Mangalore University men's and women's hockey teams since 1996. Under his care and guidance, women's hockey team bagged 3 gold, 1 silver medal in South Zone and Southwest Zone inter-varsity hockey tournaments. Sir is also a Honorable Secretary of Hockey Dakshina Kannada, affiliated to Hockey Karnataka. Under his leadership, Hockey Dakshina Kannada is organizing Benjamin D'Souza Memorial Hockey League tournament since last 10 years. I extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Gerald S D'Souza, and I request him to educate us on the topic essentials of fitness training. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have titled this as fitness for you, fitness for all of us. Fine. Now, let's talk about fitness. I've done a lot of talks about fitness, and most of the things are people might sound familiar, but I don't feel tired of telling about it because the more you talk about it, the more you think about it, I think we have to follow it. I don't think many people follow about what you have to do to gain fitness. Fitness is one of the most underrated subjects. It's like anyone and everyone can do fitness. Well, actually, that is not the case. Just before getting into this, one thing I would like to tell you that, see, while doing fitness, it is a more of a, not at the medical level, but at least on the spectrum from a lay person to medical, it almost falls above around 60% of the medical level because you are dealing with what is happening inside your body, you are manipulating what is happening inside your body, and you are forcing your body, you are conditioning your body, you are stimulating your body to adapt to what kind of demands you are giving on it. Fine. So on this basis, you have to think about how you can take the best out of what you are doing. Usually when we invest some money, what happens is we want to get the most benefit out of it, the most profit. Even if you invest 100 rupees, we want 1000 rupees profit. People don't think that, if I invest 100 rupees, I might get only 10, 20 rupees. But we want more than profit than is required or than we are eligible for. But when it comes to fitness, let me do whatever everyone is doing, whatever I'm saying, let me do. If I benefit out of it, it is my luck. If I don't benefit out of it, maybe I'm not meant for it. That is not the case. And at least around 70-80% of the time, unless you have any kind of physical illnesses or any other such kind of thing, I think you can adapt, make your body adapt to better and more things. You can become more fitter. And if you can see this lady here, you can see how I've colored it as a theme as pink, pink of health. So, coming to this, well, the slogan, your health is an investment and not an expense. Many people think, investing in certain things, they invest a lot of things on a lot of junk stuff, but they don't invest on your health. They invest on health after it has deteriorated, after it has gone for a toss, by going to a doctor, but I don't think they invest for preventive purposes. So please invest on a health. And every day is another chance to get stronger, to eat better, to live healthier, and to be the best version of you. We have to take every day, every second is a gift to us. So let us make the best use of it. Let us stop abusing, not just stop abusing our body, but also being good to it. Right? Now, this is my contents. I'll introduce to fitness. Then I'll be going to three main types of training, that is aerobic, anaerobic, and strength training. And lastly, a few ideas on how we can go about it. Before I go further, let me say that this topic, this webinar which I am giving is mostly for people who are getting out of their couch, or at least those are decided to start on fitness, those are decided on venturing into fitness activities to do something about themselves. Maybe they're motivated by people running in nice outfits. Maybe they're motivated by achieving some kind of a targets while running, this timing runs, or maybe just for health, or maybe to reduce their what do you say, lifestyle or prevent lifestyle disease. Whatever the aim and objective, my aim is to target those people through this. Normal people who might or might not understand how they should go about fitness. This is just to give them a taste of what it is, but they can always contact trained people, fitness experts, or even refer to a lot of fitness articles, and they can do it for themselves. But this is just to start them on a journey of fitness. And okay. So, in introduction, what is the meaning, purpose, progression? What the meaning and for meaning? Of course, as we all know, fitness is the ability to normal to function without undue fatigue. Please don't mistake the word fitness as required only by international Olympians or national or professional athletes. Fitness is everyone's right, and everyone is fit enough to do her own job. If I'm a lecturer, I should be able to get 5 classes a day in front of the board. Or if I'm a working class, I should be able to last the whole day and still come home with enough time for my family or my kids. I should not be so fatigued that I can't do anything else. Fine, so that is the meaning of fitness for all of us. And that is also the meaning of fitness for basic. Without undue fatigue, all of us get tired, but without excessive fatigue, it is normal daily basis. And well, fitness means different things to different people.
Hello, excuse me, Santosh. Is it not audible, not clear, Santosh?
Hello? No? There is something called as complete fitness. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Audible, right?
Audible, sir. It's audible now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, fine.
It's audible, sir.
Okay. So there is something called as enthusiastic fitness practitioners. And there is general fitness, those who just go for general fitness, those who go for a game of badminton. Fitness. And there are health fitness, those especially people who are suffering from some ailments, they go either to prevent their disease and prevent diabetes or maintain their health, sugar levels, or even hypertension and so on and so forth. So you can understand that fitness means different things to different people. It's a broad spectrum where different classes of people can identify themselves with. So please do not compare yourself with Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt or even you compare yourself to yourself. Fine. And the first reason you start is to explore your capacity. Normally when a person starts, he wants to explore his capacity or he starts for his health reasons. Or to keep it. Hello? Or to keep it the trend. Fine. Nowadays, everywhere there are runs, so people try to keep with the trends. So as you start the fitness training, like how I also do, of course, I'm a physical education director, but still, even I start the fitness activities. But later on, we start to make a goal for ourselves. We start to go for runs, timed runs, and so on and so forth. And then we start become enthusiastic runners. Maybe we also become professional runners in our own right. So once you start fitness, you can evolve yourself into a better fitness practitioner depending on your age and your fitness levels. So before we go further also, let me just briefly go through this principles of training. When you train, you see that you progress throughout as you do the fitness activities, you progress. That is, this month, if you have started running, if you can barely run 2 kilometers, maybe next month you will be able to run around 5 kilometers. So please see that you keep progressing, you keep increasing your load. And principle of continuity, you please continue your activities. What do you say? At a periodical levels. That is, you should have a timetable and you should not stop more than what is not necessary. Maybe thrice a week, 4 times a week. See that you continue. And there is principle of specificity. That is, if you are going to reduce your weight or if you are going to increase your fitness, there is endurance. If you are going to increase your strength, if you want to reduce your fat levels, there are specific workouts for those. So be very specific. And I said just now, principle of overload. you try to increase your intensity or increase your volume over time. And principle of adaptability is very important. Let me mention here that a body is capable of adapting to the demands put on it. So if you put the demands on it very intelligently, the body also will be able to adapt itself, and ultimately you will see the fruits of it. Then principle of reversibility. As you all know that if you stop your practice, or if you stop your activities, naturally you slowly go back to your old self. Of course, but your body will still remember. So if again you start practicing, you'll come back to shape sooner than before. Then the last is the principle of load and recovery. Always remember, you give yourself workout, but keep adequate recovery. Personally, I feel recovery is more important or as important as loading. But if you got a doubt about whether you should load or recover today's session, I think you should go more towards a recovery, because overload is much more dangerous than over recovery. Anyway, these are the principles of what you should do if you start training for fitness. Now let's come to aerobic exercise. Now what is aerobic exercise? Aerobic exercise can be said to be any exercise that is performed continuously for at least 20 minutes. Fine, at least 20 minutes I said, but if you do it, the better it is for you. And as you gain your capacity, as I said, progression, I think you should be able to run for at least 45 to 60 minutes. But the beginners, I think at least 20 minutes you should do any kind of exercise, be it walking, jogging, combination of walking, jogging, or swimming, cycling, any exercise, aerobic dancing. Please see that you don't stop for at least 20 minutes. There are people who always have 20 minutes I have to do, but I always tell them, if you just walk to get something, to get some groceries or some kind of shopping for a kilometer and a half, and then come back, almost the 20 minutes are already over. So actually it is just a state of mind. 20 minutes doesn't take much time. Well, if you jog, then you can always add jogging or running. Then, now what is aerobic fitness? See, aerobic fitness is one type of health-related fitness. Aerobic fitness is synonymous with health. Now, aerobic means, as the name suggests, you're utilizing oxygen and using that for activities, any kind of activities. Right now, all of us are sitting, and we are using oxygen for all for all activities that are going on in our body. That is the metabolism. Fine. So all of us know we require oxygen for our metabolism. Now we start walking, we start jogging. For how long can we maintain usage of this oxygen and producing energy? That is important. That is the aerobic capacity. Suppose I start jogging, even now I can jog continuously. Suppose I increase my speed, even then I can run continuously. But at one point of time, I'll be so much out of breath that I won't be able to maintain taking in oxygen and using that oxygen for energy. So that is the limit of my aerobic capacity. Now, this aerobic fitness is different in different people based on their health, based on the capacity of their cellular, at the cellular level. You should be able to use the oxygen which you are taking in for getting energy. Now, people think that breathing and using of oxygen by the body is same. No, it is not the same. Now, breathing is you are taking enough oxygen, it mixes with the blood in the lungs, and then it goes through the heart, pumps it to the rest of the body. But whatever oxygen is being pumped through this blood, through the oxygenated blood, does it get used by your body? Of course, in resting conditions, there won't be much difference between even an international athlete or even a normal athlete. But once you start exerting yourself, once you start doing exercise, there the difference comes between how much oxygen, how much percentage of oxygen which you take, your body can use. That is important. Now there lies the difference between a fit person and a less fitter person. So our aim should be to train our body, make our body adapted to using this oxygen for energy. All of us cannot do the same thing. Even if two people practice the same, I don't think both of them can have the same capacity because of their genetic capacity, genetic capabilities, or because of their health, or because of their ability, respiratory health or cardiovascular health. things might differ. But our aim is to see that there should be optimal consumption of oxygen by the cells. And this will also help us to recover from the daily physical and mental stress. And as I said before, aerobic fitness directly influences the health of an individual. Now, as I said, objectives of aerobic fitness. Well, for long distance athletes, this is the bread and butter of long distance athletes going for long runs. And also one of the objectives is to improve the efficiency of the body to consume oxygen and thereby improve performance as well as recovery, and also to improve general fitness, and for health benefits such as reduced weight, obesity, prevent hypokinetic diseases, that is lifestyle diseases, and then to improve tolerance capacity while working for a long time. Now, please understand, aerobic fitness is something which we all have at a basic level, because all of us are aerobic animals. Human being is an aerobic animal. He is not an anaerobic animal. Anaerobic is something different to us, something strange to us, that only in certain situations we use that system. But otherwise, throughout a day, if you think of today, what you did today, I don't think 90% of us have. I don't think 90% of us have used the anaerobic system today. All of us have been using aerobic. But while doing fitness training for aerobics, we are trying to adapt ourselves to a higher level of aerobic fitness. Now, how do we do about it? Before that, what are the methods of developing? Either you can run, jog, walk, do a combination of all the three. You can go for cycling, swimming, aerobic dancing, or exercise to music, and playing games like football, hockey, basketball. So this kind of activities you can do to get aerobic fitness. Now, certain considerations are there in doing aerobic exercise. Look, in whatever work you do, there are certain factors which affect how much you gain out of that system. Fine. Like I tell, like I tell everyone, there should be a purposeful. What is that? In whatever you do, whatever work you do, it should be purposeful. So there should be an objective for what you do. So if you have objective towards either reduce weight or improve your health or improve aerobic capacity, there are certain considerations which you should keep in mind. First is, what is the volume? What is the volume of work that you do in aerobic? In American College of Sports Medicine, they say that at least 150 minutes or 200 minutes a week you have to participate in aerobic activities. That may be around 4 sessions of 45 minutes run, or maybe 150 is 2.5 hours. So at least so many sessions of runs you have to do per week to get the benefit of aerobic workout. Then second is intensity. This is one of the most important aspects which I feel should be followed by everyone, because many people are not aware that to get something you have to follow certain rules. Now, intensity in aerobic training is determined by the heart rate, and depending on your fitness state, you should aim to achieve at least 50 to 80% of your maximum heart rate, like depending level of fitness. Of course, as a beginner, you might just go at around 60% of your maximum heart rate, and if you're a trained runner, you might go in 80-85% also, because you have the capacity to tolerate to running a long time. Now, people who are, those are not very well versed with going for counting the heart rate, or do not have the gadgets to count them, there's no problem. There is another system where you can measure your intensity. It's called the Berg scale of perceived rate of exertion. Perceived means how you feel about yourself. Normally, in this perceived rate of exertion, you can see on the left side over here, that is from 0. Actually, the box rating is 0 to 20, but they have modified to 0 to 10. If you're resting, it is 0, and if you're maximal, that is, you cannot even stand after doing workout, it is 10. It's really hard. So you should aim at somewhere around 3 to 4, 3 to 6, I can say, depending on the fitness level. That is,
while you work out, while you run, while you do continuous aerobic exercise, if you can talk to your person next to you without much ease, but you can maintain talking level, that should be the aim, that should be the intensity. But if you are not able to talk at all to the person who is next to you, I think you're going too hard. And if you are able to laugh and enjoy while doing workout, I think it is too easy. So you should work such a intensity that you can, talk to a person next to you, but also you cannot talk too much. But you should be able to talk. So that intensity while you're running, while you're jogging, while you're walking, you should do it. So let me come to this heart rate. How do you determine the percentage of heart rate? A normal formula for heart rate is 220 minus age. That is, if I'm a 40-year-old person, my maximum heart rate is 180. It says that with every year of aging, your maximum heart rate comes down by 1 from 220. So that is maximum heart rate. There is one more method called Kavoor method where resting heart rate is taken into consideration. Please understand that resting heart rate is a heart rate completely at rest. Normally you measure this when you wake up early in the morning without getting up from the bed in a lying position. You just count your heart rate. That is your resting heart rate. And please see that resting heart rate also determines your health levels. The best of the international endurance runners got even up to 40. It seems the top marathon runners, it also goes below 40. Well, even our own athletes have around 48, 49, 50. That is because the heart is doing the normal work at lesser beats. That means it has got efficiency. The heart has got the efficiency. Of course, it is, for a normal heart, it can also be a pathologic condition for people not into exercise. But people are regularly exercising, if they got a resting heart rate is a bit low, like 50 and all, is completely normal. But if you're not fit at all, but still you have got completely low, I think you have to go for a checkup or something. But please do understand that resting heart rate determines your fitness. And in the Kavoor method, the resting heart rate is also taken into account. So if you determine target heart rate, so target heart rate for so I will do the exercise also. Suppose my weight is 40, that is my maximum heart rate.
Excuse me, Santosh.
It's not audible, sir. Again, it's not audible.
Yeah.
70% depending on
Some disturbance, sir.
For example, I will make it around
Hello,
Yes, sir.
is it echo?
Yes, sir. Getting echo.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, continue, Santosh.
You can hear now.
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Okay, fine. I'll just, okay, sorry for that. I'll just go through it first. I'll go to the important thing.
Yeah, I think disconnect from PC. Disconnect. Only. Okay,
Can you hear
Prakash.
now?
We can
Hello,
hear
is it
you, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. It's
Can you hear
audible
now?
now. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, right. So coming to anaerobic fitness, anaerobic fitness is the ability to put effort in the absence or shortage of oxygen. It is when you do not have enough oxygen, that is when you run fast, the very high intensity. A person, it causes a lot of fatigue, a lot of waste toxic products to be formed in his muscles, and thereby it causes fatigue to him. And this is mostly because of the oxygen deficit. In the absence of oxygen, this system is created, and it is mostly used in short and intensive activities, which are mostly competitive type of activities. So for anaerobic workouts, what you have to do? Mostly you're running in repetitions in interval training, but total volume, I don't think you're covering more than 5 kilometers. That is, if you run around, say, 400 meters into 10 times or something like that, you'll be covering around 1 to 5 kilometers. That's all you'll be able to do. And if you go for circuit training or high intensity interval training, most probably you'll be going for around 5 to 10 minutes for each circuit. Then here the intensity is more than 85% of maximum heart rate. That is, recovery between reps is around 60 to 70%. That is, if your heart rate goes above 85%, in between the repetitions, you get it to around 60 to 70%. You don't recover completely. Okay, this is anaerobic training. And these are the examples of anaerobic training intervals where maybe you run 100 meters into 10 times. Okay, that is typing mistake. 200 meters into 2 times, 400 meters into 2, or 600 meters into 2, etc. These different kinds of combination repetitions and distances you do for interval training. Then you can also develop your anaerobic fitness by also doing circuit training. Well, circuit training at different stations of 6 to 10 circuits you do with different exercises such as push-ups, sit-ups, or on-the-spot runs, etc. You can do this with or without resistance, with light weights, with bands, or with body weight. And each station is performed, that is, each circuit is performed for a specific time. That is, in each station in the circuit is performed for a specific time. Maybe each exercise is done for 30 seconds or 1 minute, or for specific number of repetitions, that is around 10, 15 or 20 repetitions without rest, and maybe around 3 to 6 circuits can be completed. So, and also there's one more thing which is very, the typo there, is high intensity interval training, and it is very popular nowadays. People always talk about HIIT, that is short and fast workouts with little bit of recovery in between. Workout lasts for 10-15 minutes, but they say that by doing this workout, your body metabolism continues even after you stop your workout, even while you rest at home. So here you do, then also there's a combination of running and other workouts such as, that is, HIIT involves combination of running and resistance work such as push-ups, sit-ups, or pull-ups. When the recovery is short and incomplete in between the reps and sets. So the objectives are, as you know, it is to prepare oneself competitively and also to take a challenge to improve our tolerance capacity for high intensity work. Then if you want to improve your strength endurance, anaerobic endurance, or for short distance athletes and power and high intensity athletes, and also if you want to improve speed related activities. And last we come to is the strength training. Just see what I have written over there. One saying, strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. That is, you are working against your own capacity. You are trying to better yourself. Today, if I can lift 10 kilos, tomorrow, after 2-3 weeks, I should be able to lift 15 kilos. So that is what strength requires. You cannot, imitate people who are lifting heavy weights. That is the wrong thing which is happening nowadays. People want to lift heavy weights as soon as they start to work on this training. Well, the strength means the ability to act against resistance, and it can be in the form of dumbbells, barbells, elastic resistance, own body weight, also again working with gravity, etc. And the objective is to improve strength to meet the demands of competitive activity. All the competitive activities, games, sports require strength, high levels of strength. So you want to improve your strength. And some people go for hypertrophy, that is bodybuilders want to improve the size of the muscle. Then for rehabilitation, people who are injured or coming after many health issues for rehabilitation, they require strength training. To maintain strength levels as you age, it's very, very important that as you age, you maintain the strength level. It is more important for people who are aging to maintain the strength level because the strength decreases by around 5% every year. So they have to improve maintain their muscle mass. And all this improved muscular level also results in improved metabolism, thereby burning fat. So strength can be maximum strength, explosive strength, strength endurance, and relative strength. Many of us know all these things, but I would like to tell two things, that is strength, endurance, and relative strength are very important from the point of view of fitness and health. Strength endurance is the ability to apply force for a long period of time. In any work that we do, we should be able. Simple example is standing in a bus. To stand for a long distance without getting a seat. You should be able to stand for a long period of time. Say from the muscles, the isometric contraction of the back of the thigh, and you should be able to have that endurance of those muscles. And also in doing any kind of work for a long period of time, it is required. And the relative strength is the efficiency to work against their own body weight resistance. A person who might lift 100 kilos might not be able to do 20 push-ups, whereas a person who is doing only 50 kilos might be able to do 50 push-ups. That is a relative strength. We should be able to lift our own body weight to survive in life, to do a normal day-to-day activity. That is important. So these strength, endurance, and relative strength are most important. Whereas maximum strength and explosive strength are mostly important for people who are into competitive sports and who are taking challenges for keeping targets for them. But for normal people who want to get into fitness, strength, endurance, and relative strength is very important. And what are the methods? As I said, dumbbell, barbell, and functional training like using elastic bands, suspension belts, exercise balls. Nowadays people do it in tires, they lift, they roll the tires, and all those kind of things. Then the body weight exercises, which are more important for people who are just getting into fitness, like push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, etc. Then there are exercise machines. And here one thing you have to understand while doing strength training is, normally we do in the repetitions and sets of those repetitions. You can improve your strength to lower reps and more sets, whereas if you want to improve endurance, you do more repetitions and normal 3 to 5 sets. And another very important thing is recovery, which people ignore. People in their enthusiasm ignore this recovery because they have at least 48 hours to recover for a particular muscle, because it is in the recovering that a muscle grows, that it gains strength, that it develops. Always try to understand, a baby sleeps for around 15 to 18 hours. There is an infant. That is because it is growing. His body is recovering, his body is growing. And as you age, your sleep time also comes down. So this kind of recovery is very, very important for us to develop ourselves. And then one more thing, in weight training or strength training, technique is more important than intensity. That is forgotten nowadays. People want to go for heavy weight, sacrificing technique. A change in technique will completely change the muscle which they are trying to target. And also it might also give rise to injury by doing wrong biomechanics or putting stress in different positions, especially your back, your knee, or your neck. And move to the full range of motion. People do all half repetitions, try to do very fast repetitions. So don't never allow momentum to move the resistance. Move to the full range of motion. See that you complete the whole range of motion, especially for beginners and people who are starting and are not very experienced. Of course, there are modifications of different exercises, but that is for people who are already thorough with all these kind of exercises. For the people who are going for normal fitness, please see that you move to the full range of motion. And by doing this, we will really experience the joy of fitness and of good health. And the workout ideas. There's some ideas which I've given, if people who are above 50 years, who are only for health, at least try to maintain a mileage of at least 10 to 15 kilometers or at least 120 minutes per week. It can be even walking, jogging, or a combination. And at least once a week, we have to try to get strength training.
mostly by doing body weight exercises or dumbbells or elastic. Then for experienced enthusiastic runners, maybe they have to go for 30 plus kilometers per week or at least 200, more than 210 minutes per week. And see that you do strength training for at least twice a week. And if it's possible, once a week of anaerobic workout. And youngsters and target based want to run marathons, they want to run half marathons or 10Ks, timing runs. At least do of course, marathons require more. But otherwise, for normal people, do at least 40 plus kilometers per week or more than 300 minutes per week. And go for strength training at least twice a week and once or twice a week of anaerobic workout. It is said that anaerobic and aerobic should be in the ratio of 80 to 20. That is 80% is to aerobic to 20% anaerobic. And of course, this is just a guideline. This is an idea. You can always substitute, if you want more of a high intensity workout, you can always substitute the aerobic workout with the anaerobic workout. Then you can change the specific strategy, you can change the type of workout, the intensity, depending on your fitness level, on your health issues, on injury, job pressure, etc. There should be flexibility in your schedule. Also, you have to change the dynamics such as volume, intensity, fitness activities. Every 2 to 3 weeks, you should increase, like I said, overload principle, you should increase the intensity or volume, and also the different fitness activities. Because the muscles, once they get used to one kind of workout, the muscles or your body stops adapting like before. So you change the workout, the muscles, your body is challenged to adapt in a different manner, and adaptation once again starts taking place. So here are the different activities. For aerobic activities, you can do treadmill running, or simple running, cycling, swimming, or combination, or aerobic dancing. And in anaerobic activities, here you can do an example of light and 2-minute brisk walk, 8 minutes 1 minute running, 2 minutes walk, 1 minute running, 2 minutes walk. I think anyone will be able to do this. Then one more is 30 seconds effort, high intensity, SIIT, slow pace, running for 30 seconds and 30 seconds slow. Again, for 30 seconds fast, 30 seconds slow. So total for around, let's say around 30 minutes to do for number of repetitions. And here one more high intensity workout with different kind of resistance exercises. All these kind of workouts come a lot in Instagram or in Facebook and all. But one thing you have to understand is that not all can do all these exercises. You should do the exercises depending on your fitness levels, depending on your interest, depending on the equipment available. So this is the strength training where you can do with body weight, using these balls, you can do elastic band or even the weight machine workouts. Now, so we have to plan the work and also work the plan. First, develop a schedule, but be always flexible getting the feedback. Just because you have had a schedule and today if you are feeling very sore or not feeling well, please don't do it. Try to change it. You be flexible. Get feedback from your body, but be sincere about it. Then give equal importance to recovery. As I said before, recovery is, I give more importance to recovery, especially for a person who is doing high intensity workouts. And nutrition is equally important or even more important if reducing weight, fat is your goal. Then have optimum sleep for the body to come back to its natural state. For the body to come back after getting excited to the workout, you have to take optimum sleep. Now, this way you can firstly go for a run. Third day again a run, 4th day recovery, 5th day run, 6th day run. This is a 5-day workout in a 1-week period. Just a plan which you can do in a run. You can adapt different, maybe walk, jog, or maybe interval, maybe anaerobic, aerobic, whatever is suitable to you. Or you can substitute one day with a game of football or badminton. So this is what I have discussed with that is aerobic. One thing, please understand that planning, that is working out, fitness workout is completely scientific.
but it's not that scientific that we cannot follow. Also shouldn't be that we take it at a very unscientific level, whatever we do. Of course, we can do that, no harm done, but if you are wanting to achieve certain objectives, whether it is reducing fat, whether it is reducing body weight, general fitness, whether it is prepare yourself for a run, for a time run, or for a competition, then based on your aim, plan your schedule, plan your workout. One more important thing is try to take the help of fitness professionals. Well, fitness professional doesn't mean that all of those are in the gym professionals. See that whoever you see that you improve, you adapt and you improve. It should not be a chance situation. People improve, most of the times people improve because of the chance situation. Like you're shooting in the dark, if it hits the bullseye, fine. Otherwise, no, it shouldn't be like that. You should plan and you should see that you do adapt and improve your fitness level. And even if you consult any specialized coach or specialized, just be self-informed also. You know, there are a lot of, but please don't prescribe certain things which may be very harmful, especially while doing heavy weights and all those things. You should have proper knowledge of biomechanics, physiology, to prevent injuries and see that you get the maximum gain. But other than that, walking, jogging, I don't think there's much requirement, but please follow the simple principle of having a certain amount of volume and intensity as regards the heart rate. Please see that just don't walk for the purpose of walking unless it is just to get some fresh air, but see that you really get something out of it. So with you, I'm really sorry for whatever has happened, the technical problems over here. The first time this happening, and I think everyone has a first time between with me on my course the next time I come for a webinar. But maybe I'll share this slide, share this PPT with Dr. Johnson so you can take it from him. But the whole crux of what I want to tell you is that please embark on a fitness journey and please see that you practice, you train for at least 4 to 5 days a week. You do not do very high level or very tiring workout, but at least walking, jogging, and getting your heart rate to the required level so that you benefit out of it. And as a conclusion, I've just written some frequently asked questions. So some of the questions asked was, I'll just finish this off fast. When I reduce fat from specific parts such as the belly, people always ask, can I reduce fat from my stomach? As far as I'm physiologically, you cannot reduce from any specific part of your body because the metabolism happens, the fat burns to the circulation of the blood and to the energy supply to your different parts of the, different tissues, different muscles. And aerobic mostly, for the biggest steady state, your fat is being burned. But there are different people have different ways of putting on fat. Some put store the fat near the belly, some in the arms, some in the hips. So you cannot help for that, but ultimately you have to do the whole body exercises, aerobic type of exercises to improve your metabolism, even improve strength training to improve your muscle size, so that improve your metabolism and you can reduce the body, fat from the whole body as a different proportion. Next, will stopping weight cause increasing body weight? Well, there are one more myth is that by suddenly stopping weights, I start becoming fat. It is not that. Naturally, when you stop doing weights, you stop, your metabolism completely decreases, you start eating more, and naturally you start putting on weight. That is what is happening actually, but not because you stop weight, but because you change your lifestyle. And it is suggested for women to do weights. So women think they get manly muscles. I see, even for men to get really manly or muscular, you require a lot of nutrition and other supplements, which is not possible and not many people take it. I've seen many people who have done weights for 10, 15 years who are not at all muscular, but they're not muscle bulk, but they're lean and strong. And women have naturally do not have the hormones
to really put so much muscle as men also. So there's no problem. And when you say weights, please do not think of it as weights as such. It is to the resistance exercise. Think of strength training as resistance exercise. They can do any kind of resistance exercise, whether it is using your body as resistance, using the bands, using the wall, using other equipment, also light dumbbell. So all these, and especially my suggestion is that women have to do more resistance workouts compared to men, because as they age, their physiology demands that they keep maintaining their strength. And can women do the same exercise as men? Of course, they can do the same exercise as men, but they have to keep, maybe they would have to modify it depending on their strength levels and depending on the risk which are taken. But women who are really strong, who are really coming to this, because normally men, when they come to do these weights, the fitness, they're already into fitness and all this stuff, because normally they do all of that. Many of the women, they come to fitness straight away from sedentary lifestyle, and so they have to take a long time to come to the level of normal men. Then, of course, they can do exercise. And people in diabetes, cardiovascular disease, blood pressure should practice fitness, but getting certification from their doctor. Practice within limitation. Actually, exercise is better for you to maintain your whatever health levels which is existing. You can maintain it with normal exercise. So which is better, cardio or HIIT or playing games? Cardio means aerobic, HIIT normally, anaerobic. Well, I think a combination is important, but for a normal fit person, use more percentage of cardiovascular workout, and maybe, like I said, 80 to 20%. Playing games, I don't think it is a very specific workout to either, but it gives you fitness as such on the whole, general fitness. But if you are specific about reducing your fat, reducing your body weight, then you have to go for a specific workout. But playing games for a recreation, for general fitness in between now and then is always good. Always, it gives you recovery also, and gives you recreation purposes, and also gives you fitness, general fitness. So with these few words, once again, from my side, I apologize for the technical problem, but I hope, the organizers such a such effort to do a webinar, and I hope the last part of my talk was audible and it was all right. So with these few words, Dr. John Pinto, I thank the management, the principal, convener, and Dr. John Pinto for inviting me over here and speaking to you. Thank you, sir.
Prakash?
Hello, sir. Yes, John, sir.
Yes, yes.
We have a question from participant, Srimati N. Am I audible?
Yeah. Correct.
Question from a participant, Srimati N. Whether the BMI and fitness is same or different?
See, BMI is body mass index. That is your ratio of your height to weight. Okay. So normally people think BMI is same as fat. It is not the case, because a bodybuilder, normally his body mass index, his weight may be more because of the muscular weight, but his fat levels may be around 5, 6. International, they have even 3-4% of body fat. So body mass index and fat is, but normally the people who are fat, who have excess fat, their body mass index will be high. But if people who are body mass index is high, need not have high fat levels. As to a question about fitness, body mass index is one aspect, one parameter of fitness, not fitness as such, but parameter of health. If my body mass index is within a particular level, I can say, okay, I am relatively healthy. Suppose it is 17, 18, okay, very good. Suppose it is for men, if it is below 24, okay, I am maintaining my health, but I am careful. For women, it is said because of the predisposition to accumulate more fat, they give it a 5. That is up to 30 also they can have. So it is a indicator of your health rather than fitness. You can have perfect body mass index, but you may not be able to run even 2-3 kilometers. So body mass index is health parameter, but it's not a fitness parameter as such.
Thank you, sir. I deem it my privilege to thank profusely Dr. Gerald S D'Souza for his informative lecture. I am sure a great number of people will be benefited from his lecture. Thank you, Gerald sir. I sincerely thank Dr. John Pinto, the convener of this webinar, for his initiative. Before winding up, I thank all the participants for their cooperation and participation. Thank you. Over to John Pinto, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash, for moderating this session. I really that it is a very good session, but due to the technical issue, there will be a inconvenience. Anyhow, and I'll thank Dr. Gerald S D'Souza for his presentation, and I thank Dr. Farita, the first speaker of this webinar. I thank you, madam, and I thank the moderator, Mr. Sathish, and my colleague, Mr. Kuncharia, the Assistant Professor of Commerce, for assisting me to organizing this webinar. And also, my special thanks to our principal. She has given me the permission and also a motivation to have this kind of a webinar. Thank you, ma'am. And I thank, once again, I thank all the participants. Please, I also kindly request you to give a feedback, fill a feedback. The link will be given in the chat box. And thank you so much. Once again, thank you. Thank one and all.